Okay, so Jim Acosta loses his press credentials by acting a fool again up at a press conference. Now look, the truth is Trump and Acosta are both children. They both act like fools when they're arguing against each other. But the fact is Obama did, not to the extent that Trump did, but Obama and other presidents also get indignant and act childish when people ask questions they don't like. The difference is 90% of the media is constantly asking questions Trump doesn't like, trying to make him sound like a racist and things like that. Acosta's never just asking a question like, what do you think this economic policy do? He's always trying to infer that the president's somehow a terrible person every single time. He's always grandstanding. When he's at these briefings, he's always being hyperbolic outside of the media. Trump is such a racist. Trump is such a terrible person. Like, he's a child. Again, Trump is as well, but Trump was elected. He gets to be at the press briefings no matter what. There is no law saying that Acosta has to be at the press briefing if he's acting like a child. So here's what happened. Acosta's asking some question. Basically, Trump's like, okay, enough of you, on to the next person after he answers his question. And Acosta just refuses to give up the mic. So an intern, this young woman, goes up and tries to take the mic, and Acosta kind of shoves her arm away a little. Not too violently, I didn't think. And it's like, and keeps flapping his gums, talking over other people, till eventually Trump says he's a terrible person. Later that night, they revoke Acosta's press credentials. His press credentials should have been revoked because he's acting like a child. He's taking away the other series press's opportunity to ask questions. He's shoving away interns that are designed to get the mic, and he's acting like a fool, which he always does, and he does again here. There is a decorum of these things, and he should be held responsible to that. Even if the president is a buffoon, that doesn't mean the press is then allowed to be buffoons in response. Look, there's several things to say about this. First is there's a large group of people that are like, oh my God, Trump's attacking the free press. Can you believe he did this? This is so hypocritical and disingenuous. It's hilarious. These same people had nothing to say with what Obama did. Not only didn't Obama kick people out of press briefings that he thought were asking questions he didn't like, and they never said a word about it, right? But beyond that, he actually used intelligence agencies to spy on people, reporters he didn't like James Rosen from Fox News. That is such an incredible abuse of power and attack on the free press. It's ridiculous. Yet there was barely a peep about it. Sure, some people spoke up at the time that are complaining now and said that was a bad thing, but they're raising much bigger voice about this Acosta business than they ever did about that. In addition, Obama prosecuted more whistleblowers that went to journalists and tried to get journalists to give up more sources and whistleblowers than any president in history before him. That was actual attacks on the free press. But the press that loved Obama allowed him to get away with it in large part. But with Trump, if Acosta's acting like a fool, oh, it's terrible for Trump to say that he can't come to the press board. Now, I want you to imagine, can you imagine someone, like, let's say someone from Fox News, constantly berating Obama like Acosta does to Trump at Obama's press briefings? How do you think Obama would have handled it? He would have just been like, get out, that's it. Because he threw people out for far less than that. In addition, the entire media would have been like, oh, they would have threw racist in there. Oh, it's because Obama's black, so that's why this person's acting like a buffoon. Or he hates Obama because he's a Democrat. Get him out. He's not respecting the office. Anyone who doesn't respect the office like that in the press is doing a disservice to the press. That's exactly what they would have said. So it's hypocritical that they're flipping out about. And look, it's not an attack on free press. CNN's still allowed to be there. If Trump was really trying to avoid Acosta, he wouldn't call him in the first place. He did. Once he started acting a fool, then he said, get out of here. Now, the other question that you see being spread around is, did Jim Acosta assault this woman? I don't think he did. I think that I don't care what the technical legal definition is. Look, it was absurd of him to try to keep the mic from her. That's childish and ridiculous, and it's reason enough to be like, yeah, you're not coming back to another press conference. See you later. But I don't think that there was like malicious intent to harm her or something. So he's like, basically pushes her arm away a little slightly as she's trying to grab the mic. I don't think it's assault. I think we all we're all like special snowflakes that get so upset. Oh my God, he grazed that woman, therefore it's assault. However, once more, it's an example of hypocrisy. Even a person I like Ben Shapiro, I didn't see the tweet, but I read that he tweeted, come on now. He was basically saying what I am saying, like, look, we don't have to say this was assault. But Shapiro thought Corey Lewandowski, who was Trump's campaign manager at the time, or worked on Trump's campaign, when he grabbed a woman's arm at a press conference, that was assault. So much so that Shapiro had to leave Breitbart over it because Breitbart didn't take action over it, and all of these mainstream media people that are now saying, like, come on, Acosta didn't do anything wrong, they are all like, oh my God, Trump's person assaulted this woman. All he did was grab her arm. So that was considered assault. That was such a huge deal. When I looked at that and laughed, I was like, this isn't a big deal. This is stupid. And I'm saying the same thing now, but if you thought Lewandowski committed assault by grabbing a woman at a press briefing, then this also would have technically fit the definition. So it's funny to see CNN like try to edit things and be like, no, this didn't happen. Sarah Sanders is lying when she says this happened. She's not lying. She's exaggerating, I think. I think that it might technically fit the definition of assault, but it's stupid. We need to all kind of suck it up a little and not get so offended at stuff like this. But yeah, I mean, Acosta's a joke. And then maybe look, again, like I usually try to, look, maybe you're watching this and you hate Trump and you think he's a buffoon. Yeah, he does a lot of dumb things. Even in that press briefing yesterday, I thought it was like, I don't know, like, I can understand getting annoyed, but, like, I don't know. He acts too childish for me at times, so I'm not impressed with it. But, right, that doesn't mean that the press gets the right to be childish back, right? Again, they're always on about when, for example, when Trump, like, deigned to criticize judges, they were like, he has to have respect for the office of these justices and judges. How dare he? Yeah, it's nothing, but they don't have to have respect for the office of president. Either the respect for the offices, quote, is garbage, and you should only respect the people in those offices if they command respect, because that's what Acosta would say, right? I don't have to respect the presidency because Trump's not respectable. But if that's the case, then Trump's allowed to disrespect offices like justices if he doesn't think they're respectable, right? So in other words, then the whole idea of respecting the office is out the window. It's just we respect people that have earned respect. Or we do respect the offices, like Acosta and CNN said Trump was terrible for not doing, and Acosta has every right not to be there because he's not respecting the office. He's acting like a child. So either way, it's just the whole thing's stupid. Acosta shouldn't be there. It's not an attack on the free press. Now, if Trump would start spying, like if Trump goes Obama style and starts wiretapping Acosta, yeah, I would have a problem with that. I would think that's an attack on the press. If Trump starts trying to go after whistleblowers like Obama did, yeah, I'd have a problem with that. But the hypocritical press, they don't care about actual actions. They don't care about the policies or the actions the president's taking. It's all about feelings and he seems rude. Oh my God, to them being rude to the press is a far bigger deal than Obama spying on the press that was against him. How ridiculous is that? It just goes to show the press isn't serious, right? The press isn't even the press anymore. The mainstream media is a joke. Like I still look at stories. You try your best to siphon through stuff, but I mean, if it hasn't been obvious in the past 2 years that the media on both sides, even Fox is a joke too, right? In most cases, there are specific people on like even places like CNN or Fox that I like. Like I like Tucker. I think Jake Tapper's not the worst sometimes, which is the best I could say for anyone at CNN. But nonetheless, they're not journalists. They're shills. They're out there shilling their opinion, right? They're pundits, you know. And so when they get on their high horse and talk about the importance of journalism, it's laughable. Like Jim Acosta, getting this guy out for being rude, that's laughable. Let me ask you this, right? Well, then, if that's the case, right, then surely the press that's upset about Acosta being there would be against any type of censorship of the press. So surely they'd be against, like, self-proclaimed journalist Alex Jones getting banned, right? Why isn't he allowed at press briefings? Why isn't he allowed to go, like, be at a briefing of some Democrat like Schumer or Pelosi? Oh, no, he's not serious. He's a joke. Get him out of here. Okay, well, so is Acosta. Right? What's the difference? Oh, well, he's legacy media. That's different, right? If you're the corporate guy, then all of a sudden you're allowed to act a fool and that's okay. It's just the outsiders. They need to shut up and be censored. They're not real journalists. And that's why, like, you'll even see, like, even Fox that's supposedly against, you know, they're pro-Trump or whatever. It's a joke. They'll all stick together. All these mainstream outlets will all stick together. They'll defend each other. So when one of them acts like a fool, they basically are like, as a whole, they'll basically be like, yeah, Trump shouldn't go after them. Like, that's bad that he revoked that press pass, blah, blah, blah. But yet, they basically had not even half as much to say about Obama actually spying on Rosen. So Gus is out. It's good. It's not a violation of the press to kick him out. He was acting like a fool. So, all right, thanks. Have a good one.